Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So in this one, I want to talk about Dead City episode 5 because we actually got some new teaser images that I did want to get into. There's actually quite a bit of stuff here that does reveal a lot of what's actually going to happen in the episode. So before we go any further, obviously make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. And also, I just created a Patreon. Now, the reason why I wanted to do this Patreon was it was really specifically just because I did want to do vlogs. I've been getting a lot of questions from people asking like, do you like make a Patreon? Like, we'll support you in this way, this and that. And I just never really had I don't know, I never knew what to really do with it. I was just always kind of confused on like what I should post on there. And the one thing that I have been thinking about, I've been thinking about this for many years now, is sort of vlogging a lot of what my life is like and just sort of, some of the personal struggles that I'm going through. And I think before it was kind of hard because of the relationship that I was in. And it was just, I think doing that kind of a thing would be very interruptive and I just don't think it would have worked. But now it definitely can work. And I am very much in a place because obviously you guys know a lot of what I've struggled with and all that. And there is still some stuff that I deal with every single day. I never talk about ever. There is stuff that I'm dealing with every single day, and it's really hard. And so, I wanted to do weekly videos. It might not be weekly videos, it might be videos every 2 weeks, or it might be 2 or 3 videos a week. Basically, it's going to be stuff like that. Like, once I get on a consistent schedule, like, for sure, it should be 1 video a week, and it'll just be to update you guys on just sort of what's going on and all that. And a lot of it, too, is going to be just like a weight loss journey, getting in shape, and just what it's like, for me as a single father of 3 raising 3 kids and some of the mental struggles that you go through and just sort of, I don't know, like for me, honestly, I am a little worried just because it's kind of a lot to open up like that. Like it is really a lot. Like I'm going to be filming my first vlog and all that today. I'll be sort of doing it over the next couple of days. And I'll probably upload the first one like at some point in the next couple of days. And then, yeah, I am overall kind of concerned with just how much do I open up? But like, it's just one of those things where I'm like, you know what? I feel like if I just sort of vent and I just sort of, put it all out there, that might make it, I guess, more relatable, I think. Right. And that's the overall goal with this. That's really the only reason why I'm doing it, is I do genuinely care to actually help people out. And so I just kind of figured, you know what, if I could actually help people, go through this, if people can kind of see that there's someone else out there going through the same thing, I think that'd be really amazing. And so that's why I did that. It's very cheap too. I made it super cheap and it's only once a month. So I think it's definitely worth it. And yeah, you guys get to see a lot more of my personal life and see a lot more of just sort of what my life is like. There might be some behind the scenes stuff when you see me recording stuff. You might see some stuff of me, sort of watching the show, almost like a reaction to watching The Walking Dead. Obviously, I couldn't show footage, but like you get what I mean. So I hope you guys join my Patreon. I'll leave a link down below to the actual like page. Yeah, if you do, again, thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. So I do have the images here. They're not in any particular order. I'm just going to be sort of going through them as I have them here on my timeline. And the first shot we see here is of Negan with a door that says "Do not open," dead inside. And obviously, this is just very cool to see. Like, this is a reference to the pilot where Rick obviously saw that on the door. Well, actually, it didn't say "do not open," it said "don't open," dead inside. But oh wait, now that I'm actually reading this, it says "do not open," dead outside. I don't know why I read inside there. I guess just by habit. But yeah, like honestly, so cool. This is a really nice Easter egg. Obviously, to the characters here, Negan really has like no knowledge that Rick saw a door just sort of similar to this, right? Like if Rick was in the scene, I think Rick would be like, wait, that's weird. I saw a sign like this like a long time ago. But for Negan, obviously this is just sort of a door and it really does mean nothing to him. And so it's just more of a nice Easter egg, I think, for the fans. And it is really cool. Honestly, I do appreciate this. I appreciate the fact that it is different. It doesn't say like "don't open," dead inside. It says "do not open," dead outside, right? We see another shot here of Negan. It's the same sort of thing. And I do think what's happening in this scene is it's him and the marshal. There's a shot right here where you do see the door open and he's speaking with the marshal. So the marshal is very injured right now. If you noticed, like he doesn't really, like, unless he has Negan by gunpoint or something like that, but he's just sort of staying there. So it looks like for Negan, I guess they're just sort of on the same side as of now. I don't know. Like I figured this is one of those situations where the marshal still wants to arrest him, but Negan is like a good person and he's like, well, I can see, you have certain values. You're obviously injured here. I'm not just going to let you die here with these walkers. And so maybe that's what's happening here. Or maybe there's a gun here that we're not seeing that the marshal's actually holding up to Negan. And so that's why he's not able to run. I don't know what the situation is here, but it is interesting. I do think, I mean, it's sort of hard to say, right? Like will Negan just like kill the marshal in order to get out of this situation? that would be shocking because I feel like the Marshal's actually going to be a main character. So it's hard to say where this is going overall. We do see a shot here of Negan, and then there's just like this walker here, and yeah, just a pretty cool shot. Obviously, this happens at some point in the episode. We then get into some really cool stuff here that I'm really fascinated in terms of just what's gonna go down here, you know, in the sewers. We do see Ginny. She has a mask on. They mentioned in episode 4 that you can't really go into the sewers because it's pretty much unbreathable. Like, you're not, I don't know what would happen. Like, they didn't really say exactly what would happen, I don't think, but like, it's just supposed to be very, very toxic. And so her having that mask, yeah, obviously that makes a lot of sense. Another shot here of Ginny. It is kind of cool that Negan has like no idea that she's here. We have a shot here of this newer character, and I don't know her name. Like, I remember her name when I hear it on the show. I just can't remember it like when I'm recording and doing videos. But there's her, and then there's the other guy, and they're like the two main characters from that new group. And I really do hope that they survive. Like, it would be so cool to have them around for season 2 because they're actually kind of cool characters. But yeah, we see her down here. Obviously, they're still stuck on the sewers here. This one shot where we see everyone just kind of hanging around and just like sitting down there wondering what to do next. I'm guessing they're just trying to get to the surface, right? Like, that's probably the plan because everything in their arena exploded. And so now they're at a point where they just kind of have to get out of here. We have this close-up shot of Maggie, which is basically just a part of the same scene here. And then we have this shot of Herschel. And I guess this is like the Croats people here. I think we actually see the Croat in the back there. So it looks like we're getting another flashback scene to when Herschel was actually taken by the Croat. So there's probably going to be newer details here, you know, to be learned in terms of like exactly why he was taken or something like that. But it will be cool to actually see the scene. I've seen a lot of people say like there's still going to be more flashback stuff. Herschel's still around because we haven't seen that flashback scene yet. And so, yeah, it looks like we're getting it here in episode 5. There's also a shot here of Maggie standing in front of this car, and we know that this is also a part of the flashback scenes here. So this is going to be really cool. I can't wait to see, you know, just what the scene is. It literally could be just what we saw, which is like we just see him get taken away and there's nothing that Maggie's able to do about it. The only thing that I'm wondering about is like, was there a deal made between the Croat and Maggie? Like, if the Croat said to Maggie that if you bring me Negan, I'll give you Herschel back, right? Like, I wonder if that's a possibility, but it's hard to say because the Croat seemed like genuinely surprised when Negan showed up on the island. And it's, yeah, I don't know if that necessarily would be the case. So I don't know. But yeah, very cool scene to see. And then we actually go to the next shot here where we do see Ginny out from the sewers. So it looks like we're actually going to be seeing them get out of the sewers in this episode here. I mean, does she run into Negan? That's also a very strong possibility. We have this shot of her here as well. I know there was a shot that I don't know if we saw yet where we see her sort of shoot a flare into the air. Maybe that's possible. Like, maybe that happens here, or maybe I'm just remembering that wrong and that happens in episode 3. But I swear that was from the trailer, and that's footage that we haven't seen yet. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool. I think it would be honestly awesome if in episode 5 we actually get her reunion with Negan. And then we see Maggie here, and she doesn't have her jacket on anymore. So we know that this is going to be the epic walker fight. This is likely before it happens. They're probably looking at something because they hear like this crazy sound. I cannot wait for this scene. I really cannot wait for this scene. I think this is going to be a very epic walker fight. I'm hoping it's going to be like 10 minutes long, like, or like not even 10 minutes long. It's not necessarily like the length of time. I just want it to be something really amazing. Something that like, there's just like, there's a different like tactic to be able to fight the walker, right? Like, it's not just as simple as this walker is really crazy, but like as long as you shoot in the head, like it's going to be fine, right? Like, I don't want it to be anything like that. I want it to be like maybe there's like 10 heads on this walker or something like that. So even if you take out one, there's still 9 left, right? And so it makes the walker just much more difficult to kill, right? And so I think that would be really super cool to see. And I also just want it to feel like a boss fight, you know, like I just want that vibe to it where it's like, oh, like this is actually a boss fight. Like, we're near the end of this first season and our main character ran to a boss. Like, I want that video game aspect here. I think that'd be really cool. And then we have this newer character here that I don't know her actual name, but I guess we'll learn that in a couple of days. But yeah, is she the real villain here? I mean, I'm definitely very interested. I've seen some people say that she plays a role in something else, and she's also really amazing in that, and she plays a villain in that role. So I imagine that that's probably why they got her. So I'm definitely very excited. I think that, you know, we'll see what her story is and just sort of, you know, the dynamic between her and the Croat. But like, if she ends up being like the real villain here, Like, I'm so hyped for that. We have this one shot here, and again, she's like sort of looking into a mirror. There's a lot of things to read into this because she has like sort of like this, I don't know, it's almost like she was a former actress or something like that, right? Like, I wonder if that's a part of her character. I wonder if like that's why they chose like the arena to stay at. Like, I do, you know, in terms of who she is and the Croat, like I wonder if some of those things are connected. And then we see the Croat here talking with this newer character, and I like, obviously he's just telling her like, I'm gonna get Negan, I'm gonna kill him, I'm gonna bring him here or whatever. Like, that's the thing, I don't know what their overall plan is with him. Like, the Croat, does he just want to kill him? Because it seemed like in episode 4, like, he more just wanted him to sort of join his side. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see on that. And then we had this last shot here of the Croat, and yeah, you know, I'm definitely very excited here for episode 5. I really can't wait. 3 more days, or actually no, 2 more days. I don't know why I keep thinking it's Monday, but no, 2 more days until we get to watch this episode. So yeah, post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.